Come on. There you go. All right. Are we on? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cleric Corner. My name is Riker, and here we talk about all things Dungeons & Dragons, tapping into our higher powers to create worlds more unique and stories more impactful. I think everything's on. We have a new setup. So those of you coming in who've been here on live streams before, camera's a little bit different. I got two new computers. Sorry, one new computer, two new monitors, and with the whole setup and all good things. So hopefully you can hear me. If not, let me know. But today I wanted to do something a little special. So little like into Riker's life right now. Busy as hell. So I got this whole month of July. I am moving time zones into another state. I have recently gone into a relationship. I know, awesome. And then I also am doing this brand new thing for Patreon. I'm doing a Patreon overhaul, essentially, with some fun new things that we get to find out about at the beginning of next month. So I gotta prepare for all that too. So you can't see it out of shot, but like half of my house is packed. And then I just leave everything behind me for this, so everything looks the same. But anyways, that might change a little bit. But I'll be doing videos in advance for a couple of weeks, just to make sure I stay ahead of things. But for that reason, I'm also running a game every week for D&D. And I need to prepare, and this is the only time that I have it. So, if you would help me, I'll ask you guys for help to help me prepare this whole island that I need to prepare for, this pirate island for my game, and we'll see what we can come up with. And if it goes well, this might be something I can do in the future and maybe involve you guys a lot more in that creative process. Creating a game and a world and just learning from each other and doing that, I think would be incredible. There's a lot of you guys and how you play your games that I think that I could learn a ton from, which I would really enjoy. So again, if it does well, if we like this kind of format, maybe we can do it in the past, but all the more, I don't have other time to do this anyway. So thank you for helping me out. Pedro Pages, hello. Congrats and best of luck for the move. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's, I don't know about you guys, but like moving it's not fun. It's not fun. I think it's more the nostalgia in me. I tend to like nest hard. And when you uproot, there's a lot of nostalgia that comes back, and like memories of like, oh no, like this place, like this is the last thing that I do here, or that's the last time that I'm going to do this in that place, you know? So maybe there's a couple of you that can relate, but I've moved so many times in the last few years, it's not even funny. But hopefully soon I'll be able to settle down, get a good place. Because a good thing in the new place, before we jump into things, a good thing in the new place is that I'll have an entire office for all of this stuff. An entire office. So I'll have a place to have everything in there. It'll be super easy, super nice. I don't have to take up and put things down every time that I film something. It'll just be up. Oh, it'll be awesome. So here, who do we have in the chat? We have Calico Jack. Hello, cannon turrets. You know what? Hold that thought. And then we got Pedro Longoria. Hello, and Larobus. Yes. Yo, pirates. Yo, ho, ho, pirates life for me. Yes! So I'll give you, guys, like a little bit rundown of what my campaign is. And then if you have questions, obviously. Because sometimes it's really, really fun. For some people, it's awesome. Hearing about other people's campaigns, what they do, how the story is going. And for other people, it's not that fun, right? And I totally get that. So, hopefully this will be fun for me and you guys, because I like sharing. So this pirate campaign, it's a pirate it's an island chain that these guys are on, and the main thing about these islands is that there are 4 pirate clans. So little history on the world is that these island chains were largely unexplored. They set up a adventurers guild on the mainland, And these islands were a focus of adventurers adventuring. That's what the Adventurers Guild was for. Was to adventure out and to find out what all of these islands mean, what they do, and what came from those adventures. 100 years pass. That Adventurers Guild has now become a metropolis. There have been multiple settlements on some of the islands, but because of other things, other phenomena, some islands have not been explored for a while, either can't get back to, or just have left alone because there wasn't anything of interest. So they thought. But the thing was, when the Adventurers Guild goes out, and the Adventurers Guild adventurers go out, and the Adventurers Guild turn into a metropolis, there were a lot of those adventurers who didn't like what was going on with the oncoming onslaught of civilization. And so they turned into the pirate guilds, these past adventurers. And these adventurers each kind of culminated or grouped into separate ideals. And each of the pirate clans kind of grasped onto this code of ethics that are different for everyone. And we can look at those as well. Larobus, almost. Am I not getting your name right? Larobus, I don't know. That's why they have, the pronunciation guide in dictionaries was specifically made for me. I believe that wholeheartedly. I love that we have a couple of Pedros in the chat, and they're just saying hello. Awesome. And I'm so glad that my chat is working this time. So now it's going to filter up and we get to see the chat on the screen. So, love that. Love that. Okay. Here we go. Let's look at it, shall we? Oh, before we do too, I also want to give a big shout out to my Patreon members. With my Cleric, Scott Burns, and Acolytes, Kaleidoscope, and Weaver Atropos. Thank you guys so much for your support. Again, you guys make me excited every single day to keep this going, to continue to improve and get more people involved in this fight for creativity and freedom of creativity. So thank you guys to them. I regret I had misspelled their names in previous live streams. So hopefully these are 100% correct. You know who you are. Cool. All right. Let's get into it. So this is the Samsara clan. Okay? And if you have questions, obviously let me know. And just so that I can pick it out of the chat real quick, put question in all caps and then your question. That would be awesome. And then, of course, super chats are always welcome as well. And I always go over and above with those. So, Samsara. This is more of the peaceful clan, or the most peaceful, as far as like everybody thinks they are. They don't hunt for gold. Because when you think of pirates, they're like, oh, you plunder, you go out there, you kill ships, and you take their treasure, kind of thing. Not the Samsara. Samsara are about the people. They're about the greatest power is people. The more people you have, the more influence you have over the world. So that's kind of what they do. So great thing about the Samsara clan is that they've actually kind of been disrupted by the players, because the whole thing holding them up was an aboleth underneath the island. And also, it should be said that if my players are in chat or watching this video in the future, go away. That should be left unsaid, but go away. So Samsara, their ideals and their manipulation in their minds, their ethics in their minds was imbued or put into their minds by an aboleth, and it's slowly been altering their mindset around the gods. They're very anti-gods, because if you know anything about aboleths, they want all the gods dead. So that's this aboleth's long game, is to basically accumulate people to replace their beliefs with none, and then get to a point where civilization does not need a god, or that he has enough influence to replace the gods. And that was his plan. However, the adventurers kind of came in and thwarted it, or at least put it off for a millennia. So they're no longer bound mentally by this aboleth, but they still hold on to a lot of those ideals that they were imbued with, at least the ones that were, especially the ones that were born into the pirate clan, who basically knew nothing else, right? And so here you have clan ideals, right? People are the greatest resource. There can be no peace until we know no war. They war only to get rid of war. It's kind of like that dual mentality there. If the gods are in conflict, why should we follow them? We must look to a better world, not forget the world we are in. We must play by the rules of violence until we can remove it, right? Fight fire with fire until we can douse it. And then those that are denizens of war must be realigned. And realigned was the part of assimilating them to be controlled by the aboleth, essentially. And the players, every day that they spent there, they had to roll like charisma saves in order to save off the influence. And they had a hard time. Oh, they had a hard time. All right, so then the views on other clans, but we can get to that in a second. So after the Samsara clan, we have the Recusant clan. The Recusant clan is essentially the Robin Hoods. The Robin Hoods take from the rich, give to the poor. Those in power stay in power unless otherwise says different. Unless other people say different. Unless we take control, right? And then wealth and money make the biggest and fastest change, right? They believe that. And so those who have it have the most power, and sometimes change isn't the best thing. That's kind of what their mentality is. Another thing about them, actually, which I'll talk about actually when we get to the Kuchalel clan. The Kaban clan, instead of money, they value magic and magic items, or magic imbued into items. They respect the knowledge of the past, and they must preserve it. They feel that magic and magic items in the hands of the government, or people in that who have a lot of power, is bad, and that magic and magic items should stay with the hand of the people, within the hand of the people. And so, because of that, a big reason that they do that is to protect the history of these items, especially those that are, legendary. Right, that have a past, that have this significance to the world that they're in. And if those things are got in the wrong hands, it will be underappreciated, underused, or used in the bad way. So they're like, they basically just take over ships to see if they have any magic items and then take them for their own. And they have their own stockpile on their island, and in fact, because of those items that they have, no one has ever seen or known where they are on the islands. They have been kept hidden, so it's pretty great. And those of you who it's a lot of like illusory terrain kind of stuff. So then Kuchala clan. They are the cutthroats. They're the classic pirates. They admire power, not only money, because money does mean power, but power in any form they are after. The strongest survive, natural selection, very cutthroat, and then true freedom is doing whatever you want. Power comes in many forms, and we must have all of it. Kuchalel clan turned out to be the biggest bad in the game currently. I always go into a game never deciding what the big bad is, but letting the big bad reveal themselves depending on the choice of the players. And this in the Kuchalel just happened to be what came about being the big bad. They tried to kill a pirate captain. That pirate captain succeeded in running away. And it just so happened to be nearby an island that had a hag on it that the players had recently talked to. And that hag made a deal with that pirate captain. And a whole bunch of dominoes came forth from that. So, question, where are the players starting from? Thank you, Pedro, for asking a question. The players are starting from their own islands. So they actually, a lot of them just, their backstory was less tragic. They really wanted to do a pirate campaign, so they made characters to do a pirate campaign. We all kind of came to session 0. I didn't have any idea of what campaign I wanted to do, but they were like, let's do a pirate campaign. I'm like, I'm absolutely for that. And so they just made characters that are from islands and got on shipping boats to try to explore the world, right? The adventuring was the goal, essentially. And so when they came to a nearby island, they helped fight this captain from essentially taking over a small village there. And they got away, talked to the hag, gained power enough to then go back to their Cthulhu clan. And Cthulhu clan, they are in a symbiotic relationship with a blue dragon. And this blue dragon allows them to live and allows them under his protection in trade for the wealth that they acquire, right? And because of this, they do this because a blue dragon's powerful. They want that on their team, right? That's what they desire. However, this captain had plans of her own. She went back, made her way through the ranks, because blue dragons have a hierarchy called the suzerain, and the highest one is the suzerain. It's a hierarchy structure. It's a familial structure that's different from all other dragons. The blue dragon's pretty special, and the blue dragon at the top was an ancient dragon. And so when the players finally found out that she was still alive and kicking, they went to try to defeat her at this pirate clan. She tricked them because they told her that they were coming. Guys, never tell the BBEG that you are coming to kick their butt. Don't do that because they have time to prepare. So she did. And they came in and she basically laid a trap for them to fight the ancient dragon, which they had to be saved by an NPC to teleport out of there just in time because they wouldn't have survived. They were level 7. They were not going to take on an ancient blue dragon. So, but in that instance where the players did weaken it a little bit, she took the rest of the clan that she had raised ranks and killed the dragon herself. Now, if you're familiar with the Fizzband's Treasury of Dragons, some fun things happen when you kill a dragon. And sometimes you get extra power by doing so. This was her goal. So she has like this hag power on top of her and this blue dragon now, as she defeated the blue dragon suzerain. So now she has become the suzerain because the blue dragon had basically included them in their flock at because of this relationship that they had with the pirate guild. So it's pretty cool. I see some questions. Sorry that I missed because they don't have the questions on there. But let me answer them. Pedro says, "Does that include cursed magical items or malevolently aligned magical items?" I assume you mean with the Caban clan, and that is an absolute yes. Cursed magic items have a lot of history, and they want to protect that. And so, cursed magic items are obviously protected and in their own kind of vault, right? But they absolutely do have cursed magical items, and they sometimes use that to their advantage. Right? Sometimes if a deal needs to be met and they need to give away some things, that might be the first to go. Have you watched Dragon Prince? It is the best pirate type NPC ever in it. I haven't, but I've heard good things. I've seen some commercials and I thought it was. I'm sorry, I thought it was like a super young kid show, like 3 to 5 range for the longest time. I know nothing about it. I really don't. But a lot of people have been recommending it, so I might check it out. Let's see. Would be interesting keeping the curses safe for others or having the hubris to think that they can use them. Yeah, absolutely. Are we? Yes. We'll get to the campaign prep in a second. I'm just having fun, kind of giving you feedback. But if it's too much, just let me know. The last one that we're looking at is the Watcher clan. So the Watcher clan is they are loners. They're lone wolves. They stay to the edge of the sea in a place that's called the Dead Zone, and they protect the Dead Zone. Nobody knows why, either to keep people from getting in or to keep something from getting out. Nobody knows. But they pirate any ship that just passes through. They don't go seeking it out. They just pirate any ship that comes through. And so, again, nobody really knows them at all, but they must protect something. They are tasked by Melora, so the god of nature, and that there is an ancient power back there. No, not a lot of people, again, know all this stuff, but this is who they are about. The power cannot fall in the hands of evildoers, and that those that die by the hands is for the greater good. and their resources will bless their efforts in doing so. So because of that, each of these, I mean, you can either rewind the video or just look at these. Each of them have a very specific thing that they think about the other clans, or opinions about the other clans, and some have changed. So one thing I wanted to mention as well is with the Kuchulel clan gaining power, the leader captain becoming the suzerain, she now controls a horde of dragons. Or a flock of dragons, or danger of dragons, whatever the word is. She controls them. And with this power, the Recusant clan saw that, and before they said cowards that hide behind a dragon, now that they see that they're making a change and these people have power in order to basically swipe the feet out from the hierarchical government that is on the mainland, that they don't like and that they want to see disrupted to get the power or the rich back into the hands of the people. However, the Recusant clan has been inflicted with a bunch of very greedy leadership, very greedy people. They won't admit it, but they probably keep more than they give back. Okay. So what we're trying to do now, I see a question, I'm going to get to that. What we're trying to do now is take all of these clans and make an island that all of them can then come to. It's basically a hub, like a Tortuga, if you will. It's a no-law island that all of these people can come in. Oh, there was a. There we go. This one right here is. So it's an island called Kala'an, and the town is called Maguk. Now this place, again, you can kind of see a picture right here, but it's a hub of all of these clans that kind of come together. They disrobe all of their fighting, I guess, for the sake of a common enemy, or just no enemy at all. And I need to try to figure out what is happening here, and how this interaction works, and how they all kind of live in harmony just in this specific place because of a treaty or just a unspoken communication of all of these places. The Kuchulel captain is currently here trying to disrupt it, and that's why the players are coming here. The Kuchulel captain is currently coming here to... Oh, what's the word? To try to find out where the Kaban clan is. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to figure out where the Kaban clan is, because they have all the magic items, and sure, she has this power from the dragon and the hag and this horde of dragons, but how much powerful would those horde of dragons be, and the people that rode them, with magic items? And so that's her current goal, is to try to figure out where the Kaban clan is, come in as an ally, but then disrupt them from the inside and steal all of their magic items. So... Question: what level are the PCs right now? Just so we know how bad we can get. They are level 11, but soon to be level 12. They will be 12 by the time that they get here. They will be 12. So go wild, guys. Go wild. Are we helping with campaign prep? You're about to. So Pedro says, convert a pirate enemy into a cursed skull that has a form of scrying or can receive advice like Dresden files. See the chaos. Oh, that's interesting. Convert a pirate enemy into a cursed skull. Is that a thing? Is that a magic item? A cursed skull? Well, look. Magic items. If there is, there's Amulet of Black Skull. What's this one? 6 charges daily at dawn. So it seems like it seems just like a bunch of transformation takes effect as soon as you arrive at the destination and is determined randomly by. Interesting. So you teleport. I may have disconnected. Hold on. Okay. Whew, we're back. We're back. Are we back? Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. That was weird. That was... Hopefully you guys can still hear me. If not, let me know. Okay, here's an island idea. And yes, Roland, it's not a clan destination. It's a destination where all the clans are coming together and are living in this space, which is basically a no battle zone. It's an unwritten rule that none of these pirates are allowed to have conflict. It's a free zone. It's a place to come together. It's a free zone. Falser says a shrine is built near a village, and the village worships there. But if a party explores, they find that it is inhabited by an arch druid that keeps nature nice and their island safe. Ooh, I like that, actually. I like that. So one thing that could happen, because obviously, like with some of the Kuchulel, a lot of them followed Kord, the Stormlord. But I like the arch druid because the arch druid can keep control of the weather there. And can keep out people who they don't want in, and they can control storms and the sea in a way that will keep out the civilization, right? The civilization, I guess I should say. So the navy is called the Rakofra clan, and they're where is it? Is it Torsu? Are they here? I thought I had a. Okay, maybe not. I thought I had a picture of them. But the Rakofrans, obviously they're trying to find the pirates and kill them so that the civilization can continue to expand, but they're having a hard time. So Archdruid controlling weather. And I am trying to type around my mic and it's not working. Okay. Can the islands be a large creature like a gargantuan turtle or perhaps a slumbering ancient sea beast? I am open for suggestions in that department. I think that would be incredible. There is a giant turtle somewhere else in the world that is currently swimming, but and nearby there is a portal to the water realm that is currently trapping a Kuatoa Leviathan. So if there's any other sea beasts that you think you could be slumbering, that would be pretty cool. As it is, right? Something could have released before it got locked away with the Kuatoa Leviathan. So perhaps the clans worked together so long to defeat something terrible and left the island as a safe zone for future generations. That could be something. Yeah, maybe they had to come together. Oh, I like that. I like that. I love the history. Okay. What's here? We're going. Yeah. So a little history. Perhaps that's why they made this place. Was they came together to defeat an evil. Let's say around like 50 years ago. And because of that, they decided that this was a representation of that alliance, and they kept it so just in this place out of respect to each other in the past and the help that they did. I love that. I love that. Question again is: was that another creature? Was that the ancient beast that they're now on top of? Who knows? I'll show you the map actually of Hakain. Hakain is the world. So this is the island chain that we're talking about. This is the crater that marks the center of the portal to the water plane. Kala'an, this island here, that's where we're going. That's where this allianced pirate city is there on Kala'an. So you can see it's kind of a lip of one of those craters. So take that as you will. So I imagine an island that is a cursed horde. When the clans enter, they have to pay a tithe to a dragon that safeguards the peace on the island. Taking the horde for yourself has dire consequences. I like that idea. Can it be something other than a dragon? Right? Because the dragons right now, I see them doing, and this is kind of like an overarching tip for DMs, right? Whenever you put something in the world, expect your players to interact with it. Because that there are so many dragons that they are fighting with the Kuchulel, with the Blue Dragon Horde, I don't want them to have an out with another dragon, if that makes sense. I don't want to say them to go and say like, hey, dragon, you're hopefully you're nice. Come and help us fight these people. And, dragon-y dragon, right? Fight dragon on dragon. And I feel that would take away largely what they could do as players. So I like the idea, but maybe it could be something different so they don't draw that immediate conclusion. That is just kind of some thoughts that I had. Let's see. Think for their safe zone, perhaps why less an armistice or treaty, but rather each is capable of mutual destruction. Yeah, no, that's very much why. Yep. That they were very much aware of each other's, where was I? Of each other's power and ability to influence everyone else. Because again, it could be like a civil war, right? Where they fight one, another one could get involved. Shoot, where was I? There we are. Another one could get involved. So absolutely there's a mutual respect out of necessity. Maybe the island is a ship graveyard taken back by nature. I do like that, absolutely. Ooh, maybe in response to this evil, that a ship graveyard was created. Yeah. Oh, heck, I want to play in that. That's great. Yeah, a ship graveyard was created, perhaps in the defeat of this creature. They compiled all of their resources, took the wood that they did have, and created this this kind of ship graveyard place. Niv Mizzet could be interesting to drop in some. Ooh, what's that? Niv Mizzet. A Niv Mizzet. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's a dragon. It's the name of a dragon. Okay. Is this from Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica? Okay. Maintain concentration on 2 different spells at the same time. Okay, I'm down. So this could be an option. Okay, maybe the... Oh, I'm losing my place. Hi, Luke. Welcome to the chat. Foster's, maybe there was a massacre in the city that was built on a massacre site, and the unhappy dead keep the pirate clans from uniting again. Also a fantastic idea. The dead zone is where all the undead are. And that's what the Watcher clan is watching over. But I love where your mind's at. It would be a little different because there are reasons why the undead are there, and it would be weird to put them here as well. Maybe the great power of the fallen foe still lies dormant under the island. The greedy pirate lady could have learned of this secret. Yes. What is it? What is that power? What is this thing that she could be getting from this? Ooh. Guys, I'm going to tell you a secret. Because this kind of could come into a play later on. Okay? I'm going to see if I'm going to catch up, and then I come back to this. Deaths of this creature could have been what caused the portal, or at least came through. I think came through absolutely. The crater, it could have come from the crater, because the crater was what punched it through. It was punched the hole into the material plane, out into the plane of water, and some creature could have came from that. Question: with the setting of pirates and in general, a more naval campaign, how much power does trade have in your concept of the world, and did trade ever influence the PCs like a more coordinated, and put together a faction having problems or being allied with the PCs? Maybe the players can ally themselves to something like a Merchant's Guild to have a stable quest giver. It could have been a bigger influence than it does now. There is definitely trade. I had some things in mind for trade. However, again, another DM tip: don't flush out things that you don't have to. Right? These players have no interest in going about the trade. They have no interest in learning about what's happening in that way, and so I never really had to flush that out, and it didn't really become a big thing in the campaign. If it comes up later, and if they say like, "Ooh, I wonder how we can influence the trade to like help in this venture or influence the pirates in this way," absolutely. At that point, then I would absolutely do that. Let's see. Okay, so one thing that is in the dead zone, and why all these undead are created, is because Juiblex is there. Juiblex is trapped in the material plane, or at least between the material plane and the in the hells, because the Lord of fungus, which I'm forgetting her name at the moment, trapped him there, or it there. One of our players is half ooze, is a warforged that's infused with an ooze inside of him. And this is another thing that the Recalfrin are doing, is trying to influence this power as it's kind of popped up, and these ooze pockets have popped up around the world. For Juiblex is doing, trying to get his influence out there, even though he's being stuck. But Juiblex, the devil of ooze, is there. And so, but in order to unlock them, a temple was created around it by the Kuatoa and the Yuntai, who was a race that killed each other millennia ago. These two races. So these two races went to war, killed each other after they had set up this temple to this Juiblex. However, they did set up a place where this temple does have a way of unleashing it. But it's done by these totems, or these crystals that have been scattered around the world due to this war. And so, that could be what is on this island, or one of those crystals, one of those totems, which would be super interesting. And that's why I got so excited about your comment earlier. Okay, so possible totem location. Love it. Okay. Sea beast can be an ancient siege crab that was defeated, and an enchantment placed on it to eternally slumber. Crustaceans don't stop growing, and being a siege crab grows to ridiculous sizes. Pedro, I love you. Okay, I love it because you guys are like tying into my lore without even me having to say anything, and it's freaking amazing. Part of the Kuatoa 1,000 years ago, they created gods. Those of you who know Kuatoa, they're little fish people that, because of by just themselves believing hard enough, they create gods, and one of those was called Blip Dual Ploop. Say that 5 times fast. Blip Dual Ploop, and she is a half lady, half lobster. So basically, a lady with a lobster head and lobster claws. That is a god that currently one of the other players is unknowingly bound to, and this Blip Dual Ploop has confiscated, or the player unwittingly or very unsmartly gave this deity or allowed this deity access to this magic item, and this magic item is going to help her in creating the next Kuatoa Leviathan. And so this and those again who know about Blip Dual Ploop, she uses this magic item to create lobster people, or lobster monsters. And that could be what this island is one of those gigantic lobster monsters that Blip Dual Ploop had summoned or created a long time ago. So I like so not maybe like an ancient crab, but an ancient lobster that kind of goes into that. So ancient lobster. And this could be what the pirate clan defeated so many years ago, was this ancient lobster, and what brought them together. So the sea beasts, let's see. Our ship's figureheads and woodworking come to life, yes. Oh! Guys, okay. Ship, what are those called? The woman on the end of the ship. What are those called? Ship, woman carving comes to life. NPC? Love it. Love it. It could be one of the crashed boats from the Kaban clan, one of the magic items, where they had this magical girl on the end of their ship, magical girl carving, and she was just amassed into the juxtaposed boat city. It's great. Oh, I love this stuff, guys. Oh, I'm so excited. I knew it was a good idea to ask you guys. All right, so Pedro, the sea beast can be an ancient... Oh, sorry, I read that. Roland, maybe... They defeated the great old one. In doing so, it created the ship graveyard. There's a group of mages there that need to continue a ritual to keep it asleep and protect the world. Ooh, who would that fall onto? Would it be the Kaban? It would be the Kaban. Or would it be the Watchers? No, the Watchers are more involved with protecting, well, now you guys know, the Juiblex. They're protecting Juiblex. So, Kaban clan... keeping lobster captivated? That could work, that could work. So the pirates continue to tithe the city to fund the mages keeping it asleep. Adding a tithe of sorts? Okay. Yeah, and this tithe... Maybe the tithe is more of a threat, where the Kaban clan ultimately has the power here, and is keeping this thing at bay under the threat of releasing it again. And if they release it, then obviously this place will be destroyed and their safe haven done with it. So maybe instead, each clan has a mage that is involved in this process of keeping it under, and if any one of them decides to then not do that, then this city is then destroyed. Yeah? Mages from each clan hold it. That could be interesting. I like that. Okay, since it's so close to a portal of the plane of water, sea elves, water Nessie, and Triton are perhaps this wild card force that the pirate clans are trying to sway. Yeah, so the Watcher clan is mostly made up of those creatures. Little do they know is that the Watcher clan is mostly underwater. The Watcher clan has ships that can cruise underwater, and they're actually everywhere, but they don't surface, right? And obviously, they're people. They don't really have submarines yet, but these magical submarines that the Watcher clan has, that could be something. But there is absolutely a lot of Water Genasi and Triton on this island for sure, since they are so close. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, that's why I asked. Yep, Larabas. Yep. Okay, Falstar, Dweeblex, amazing, yeah. You need to add an Ancient Oblex who wants to keep him contained because it wants to not be absorbed into Dweeblex. Who wants to keep him contained? Oh, yeah. Okay, I like that. There could be, I could see that being a thing when they go to the Dead Zone. Maybe not here. There is actually an Oblex that is the head of the Kaban clan. One of these pockets that Dweeblex had created developed a Oblex, an Elder Oblex that took over control of the Kaban clan. So that's something that they get to look forward to over there as well. I'm really hoping my players do not ever see this. But that'll be fun to play with in the future. Lobsters from the island can be made of rock or rock lobsters. Is that a thing? Is that a monster, a rock lobster? Or just talking about like rocks? Figure. Is that what it's called, Yamil? Figurehead? Simon, woman carving figurehead. Sure, yeah. That'll help me search for pictures later. Check out the game Pyre. What's the game Pyre? Pyre game. Okay. What is this about? Looks like an RPG of some sort. Let me know what's it about. There is lore within that game that can provide inspiration. Awesome. Okay, maybe I'll watch a video on it or something. I appreciate it. Vitch Game Wiz, hey, hello. Ancient lobsters and totems, you say? These could be totems set up to keep the lobsters asleep so that the people could build islands atop them. Oh. Ooh. Okay. What if that totem is the thing that's keeping it captive? Because it's obviously used to uncaptivate something. It could be altered to captivate something. So that totem is keeping it captivated, and the mages are using that totem to keep it captivated. Yeah, I love that. So that totem. So if they come here, maybe they find out that that Captain Aussie is the but I guess ever since she's had an altercation with the hag, she's developed warts, and she actually prefers to be called Mother Aussie because of the deal that she made. But Mother Aussie is the Kuchula captain that's vying for more power. Perhaps this is her goal, is to threaten the Kaban clan with releasing that lobster for the location of their clan. Mother Aussie is Oh, what would you call that? Threatening, blackmailing. Blackmailing, is that the right word? We're gonna use it. Blackmailing Kaban clan to gain knowledge of their clan. Cool. Could the Oblex infect the inside of a giant lobster and ruin everything? Let's look at it. Let's look at the Oblex. So those of you who don't know about an Oblex, excuse me. An Oblex is something that is an ooze that copies people. They make duplicates of them. However, as you can see, these strands, they have to keep a strand of ooze connected to this thing. So they need a way to hide that if, when necessary. Perhaps like in the case of the Kaban class, Kaban clan, it's beneath the desk, right? He's always sitting at his desk. And it's underneath that the strand is there. But what happens is they personification or personify a creature that they have consumed, I think, right? Appearance of one medium scarlet, its memories has stolen, yes. And the eat memories targets something within 5 feet of it. Psychic damage, become memory drained and finishes short or long rest until it benefits from the greater restoration spell. While memory drained, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number of roll from its ability checks and attack rolls. Each time the target is memory drained beyond the first, die increases. Oblex learns all the languages the memory drained target knows and gains all of its proficiencies. So I guess it doesn't have to consume them, although it might make it easier. But they just need to drain the memories and then create a duplicate of them. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was originally going to be a brother of a character, but that character quit. And so I have yet to determine what that is. But it's happening. Can they infect a giant lobster? You would need a freaking giant Elder Oblex to do that. To impersonate you said infect, I'm thinking impersonate. To impersonate, yes, it absolutely huge. But maybe infect a giant lobster. I would have to think about that. Pedro, question. How do you feel about El Dorado-like city inhabited by golems and living painted with gold that springs to life, seeking the life force of greedy pirates that wish to plunder its gold? Absolutely. Absolutely. The Yuntai and the Kuatoa were like those El Dorado cities. And they've been able to see some of those ruined cities to kind of see or kind of allude a little bit about what's happened. Unfortunately, they've passed by a couple ruins they have not investigated, but little do they know that it's highly in the backstory of one of the characters. So I love the fact that they do that, and the closer that they get to the dead zone, the more modern these will be. The Kuatoa and the Yuntai are extinct; they don't exist. However, they become closer and closer to the time period that they are, more the dead zone that they live in, because that's where they had to kind of recede because of the war and everything dying. Okay, so this is Pyre Synopsis. A band of exiles fight for freedom through the ancient competition spread across a vast mystical purgatory against numerous rival bands. So yeah, ancient competition across a vast mystical purgatory. That sounds very interesting, and I would probably even take inspiration for that, like an entire new campaign. That's really cool. The Duet could take over the lobster like an Elder Oblex. Yes, it could. I'm going to show you guys the map again. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to show you the map. Let's see. Am I locations? No, right here. Okay. So in the lawless zone, this is where we're at, the Kala'an right here. This is the island that we're at. The dead zone is where the Juiblex is. So he's somewhere in here. He's making some pockets, like maybe here or there or there. He doesn't have a lot of pockets up here because that's kind of far away. To be able to control the entire lobster, I don't see that. I think he's a little too far away from that. But I could definitely pocket that for later if they find something big over here. because that's the thing is the Dweeblex. I love thinking about oozes as primordial ooze, as basically the life-giving essence of the world, and that's why this one of the players is basically oozeborn or has ooze inside of their Warforged shell, is because they were a person before, and the Rakofra, the navy, the civilization, they have done experiments with these to switch souls into a different vessel. In this case, being Warforged, right? But they have developed a lot of technology since then, and they're about to come out with something a little bit more modern and realistic. We'll say that. But this is exactly what happens with this stuff. Players haven't found out yet, but this stuff is, if they find a pocket, it basically it counts or can be used as the material component for like revivify and like spells that bring other things to life. It can be used like that. And so, but this thing, and that's why a lot of the undead are in the dead zone, is because of the Dweeblex's primordial ooze that gives life again to the primordial ooze gives life again to corpses. And so that the undead there are kind of ooze covered and slimy and greasy and all this kind of stuff. And so that's kind of what's done there, which is really, really cool. So if the lobster was, let's say the lobster was dead. Let's say, because we could go a completely different direction, right? Right now we're saying it's alive, it's captivated. That's why all of these clans are kind of come together and have peace. But what if that lobster was dead, right? We'd have to figure out why, what are the reason these pirate clans have this peace and why it's kept peace. But if it was dead, yeah, absolutely, it could have landed on one of these pockets. This pocket kind of oozed into it and gave it a new life from this ooze. Now that would be cool. So we came full circle, and now from before I'm like, how would this work? Now I know how it would work. So it's good to just talk things out. So yeah, that could be another option. Let's say, and it could be something in the future. Like if I revisit this later, if the players go, they unleash this lobster, they have to kill it. Then this lobster then dies right there, perhaps on one of these pockets. And maybe, a year down the road, if I have another, a couple other players playing this world, they could come back and find this lobster in now its undead form, which would be cool. There's a song called Vagrant Song from the game that I feel is a perfect mood for your pirate game. Ooh, I'm going to write that down because I'm always looking for good mood music for our pirates. Vagrant Song, you got it. You got it. Maybe have a time travel scenario. Time travel. Woo, okay. Those DMs that implement time travel in their campaigns, I bow to you. I bow to you. I've thought about it. I have thoughts. I have notes about time travel campaigns, but oh man, I can just see those things go just go all over the place. And so it's worse than having a space campaign where they can go anywhere. Okay, because they can go anywhere, anytime. And it's time travel is hard because unless you lock it into a time where like one time in the future and one time in the past, kind of like Ocarina of Time, like Zelda, then you're essentially making a new world over and over again. Right, you make the modern world and how everything works in that, and then you make the past world where how everything works and how everything changes in those exact locations in the past. It's a little bit easier than making like two completely separate worlds, but it's relatively the same, right? Where you're creating new trade, new government, new places, new monsters, new quests, quest lines, because obviously there's a different time. So let me sorry, I got on a tangent. Let me read the rest of your comment. Maybe have a time travel scenario where pirates that put down the lobster were the players all along. And see, that would be super cool. That would be super cool. And I kind of like to do things like that with one shots. Like if I were to play in the future after they like kind of come to this, even maybe before, if they want to do like a one-shot, be like, hey, you're a one-shot, you're on this this pirate island, you could be any one of the clans, because at this point they're working together, you can be any clan that you want. You're in the city, I'm not going to tell you what we're doing, but you're going to be here. And B, having them fight the lobster. And that be kind of the element that ties into that story in the past, and they kind of get to play out the past a little bit. I love those one shots, right? Where I think a lot of people kind of take one shots to do something random, do something different, do like a different world, different setting, different story. But I like the one shots where they get to flush out the past and the lore of the current game or the current place we're living in. Still provides all the differences that you want, but also kind of gives them insight into the background of your world. Something that like Abria Iyengar as a DM, she kind of does like audience focus descriptions, where she kind of says things that the players and the characters won't see and are just kind of story elements. And this would kind of provide your players with that as well. Anything from Supergiant Games have great soundtracks. Supergiant Games. Okay. I will admit I need to be better. I need to be better at music in my games, or in my D&D games. I have like a couple that I do, and I'm just so focused on everything else that I don't have time to like, have a bunch of options at that point. Vid Game says time travel is so annoying. Yeah. It depends. First campaign ever had players petrified over a 30-year time skip. Changed all my plans. Oh no. Okay, actually, Pedro Longoria, I lied. There was a time travel scenario in my campaign. There was. But it was with the Feywild. So the Hag, they actually defeated the Hag. Because they had made a couple of them had made a deal with the Hag, and it was just long overdue, or they wanted to end it and just, get out of their deal. But you know about Hags, sometimes it doesn't entirely work out that way. But the Hag, there was a puzzle that they knew that if they did not complete the puzzle, they would be transported. It was in the riddle that was given that they were going to be transported, or that they weren't going to be home anymore. And they knew they took it to be like, they're going to transport it and us to the Feywild, and she did. They not only did they fail, was that they kind of did the exact thing that the riddle told them not to do, and so they walked into a door that they didn't supposed to do and found themselves in the Feywild. They were able to get back by recreating fixing a Fey portal, a mushroom circle, in a giant community, and they made their way back, but 11 months later. And that is why the Kuchulel is now a superpower right now. They have taken over some of the civilizations southward of the mainland, and this Captain Ozzy, or Mother Ozzy, is now the suzerain and is now in this Kala'an island on this Maguk city, making the plans that she is, because the players, they knew that if they did that, if they went to kill the Hag, that they might risk going to the Feywild, but they did it anyways, and the consequence got up, and the Kuchula had 11 months to do things unchallenged, essentially. Blessed be the era of Abria, Pedro. That's great. I respect Abria a lot for what she does as a DM and what she's bringing to Critical Role. Her style is not my style. I'll leave it at that. False start. Chitine full plate armor for druids could be excellent. I'll write that down. Chitine armor, huh? Ooh, hold on. What if this lobster? What if they've been harvesting from this lobster as it's been captivated, and have like lobster armor? Huh? Yeah? Maybe. And a lot of them, or at least the higher up captains, have like this lobster armor. That would be cool. Thank you for that idea. Okay. Hello, Forrest. So OMG, it takes so long. I needed to set my brain to change music now. Yes. I have to create playlists and just press play and not worry about it, because I can't. I can't worry about music. I can't. I got you if you need music recommendations. Also, so happy I'm going to get you to love everything. Yeah. On my, I guess maybe I'll have to make one for Discord. There isn't like an art channel that could be on. Maybe somewhere in my Discord we can share a lot of music to like help people out. I think would be really nice. Pinch or pole arms weapons that can grapple people. Ooh, yeah. Some cool things about the Kuo-toa is that they actually had those. They had like these. It was a racial thing. They all had these. It was these. You know those? Maybe it's just me. But did your grandma have the little pickup items trigger gun thing? It's not a gun. It's what was it? It's got like a claw on the end and a long rod, and you push the trigger on the end and it closes. It's an extra hand. It's a reach object, and like all grandmas have them. At least in my experience, all grandmas have them. Laborious, yes, I have a Discord. Oh, excuse me, goodness, what did I eat? I had some oatmeal. Laborious, yes, it's in the description. Yeah, so all my links are in the description. You can access it through there. Yeah, grabbing for trash or stuff out of reach. Yes. If you were my grandma, it would be the closest cigarette packet. Pedro says, sorcerers who are given power from the flesh of the lobster god. Yes. Ooh. Could there be a lobster sorcerer? Oh, yes. Okay. Lobster sorcerers. I love it. So, lobster sorcerers previously have not been a possibility because of the Blipdoopul being locked away as well. But she's locked away in the water plane. However, because the player allowed this magic item to be in the hands of this lobster queen or this lobster god, Blipdooploop, she now probably has the ability to create sorcerers or to create warlocks to help her get out. She currently is trying to unleash the Kuo-toa Leviathan to break through this lock on this plane, or the planar lock in this portal, so she can bring back her worshippers, the Kuo-toa, and start her reign again, essentially, to put it lightly or to put it in a nutshell. So that would be really, really cool. Vid Game Wiz, were crabs. You remind me of something. Ooh, what are they called? Lobster. What are they called? Lobster folk. They're called something. Aldani. You guys want to see a lobster hybrid? These guys. The Aldani. So these guys are, I forget if these guys were actually involved with Blipdooploop. So descendants of Chultan humans, the Fishers. Oh, so cursed by Ooptao. Who's Ooptao? Oop. Am I spelling it right? Oh, Tomb and Annihilation. Okay. I might have to read that later. But that's something that they could look like. Are those were lobsters that could possibly and absolutely be something. They've actually fought something like them before. They have. I thought it was really, really fun. If you've seen my Swarmkeeper Ranger video, I go over how you can reflavor the Swarmkeepers. I have reflavored them to just be a swarm of lobsters that make a human form, and they fought a couple of those while they were trying to keep this magic item on their person instead of in the hands of whoever they think Blipdooploop is. So that was really fun. I just had a Stormkeeper Ranger character, and I just reflavored it to be a swarm of lobsters. That was fun to fight. Parks, let's see. Parks also have them in the form of little T-Rex biting heads and stuff. Werecrabs, absolutely. The shiny one from Moana. Hey, yeah. Yes. It could absolutely be a Fathomless patron, Scott. Absolutely. I could see a Fathomless patron. I might just use a turtle, maybe like a turtle, just using the stats of a turtle, essentially, right? Because you get the hard shell like a lobster, and then possibly the Fathomless, or what else could be like a hard shelled patron? I don't know. I have to think about that. I think we're low on time though. Flute, we're talking major lobsters. We got on a big lobster kick for a second there, and I am so glad because I think that we got some good stuff. There needs to be a badass mantis shrimp or mini boss or something that strike dispel shield. Yes, Scott, that's great. Wow. Yeah, because it's like that one lobster that one shrimp that does have like that super hard flick strike. I don't know. RuneSmith is it RuneSmith? I think that's what his channel's called. He had a supplement recently that have like shrimp people, and I love that. That lobster warlocks haven't used Eldritch Armor UA and got unremovable lobster shell armor, right? Okay, guys, okay. This is good. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Because I like where we're at right now, but I do have to go because I'm moving a bunch of my stuff up to Utah today. This is what we're gonna do. Amazing stuff that we created today. Okay, amazing freaking stuff. Next week, let's tear down this lobster warlock. Let's build it up. Let's make it a thing. This lobster warlock will be by next week. It should be fine. They should be just getting to this place by next week. If they do, there's no way that they'll be able to get here and then explore by next session. So next week, let's get back together, all of you guys, and create our warlock lobster. And I love that. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for coming. This has been fan-freaking-tastic. How about Abandoned Town preying on a flying kraken that can control storms and has been feeding on the residents? See, there's so many good ideas. Don't break your stuff. Thanks, Scott. Ooh, Driders. I didn't think about Driders. Okay. Ooh, guys, Pedro, Kate, keep this in mind for next week. Keep it in mind. Anyways, okay. Going on. So tomorrow, if you guys haven't checked it out, I released a recent PDF called Narrative Leveling. It's about taking a improvisational and a reactive approach to leveling in subclasses. So instead of your subclasses informing your adventure or your choices are informing your subclass. And so check that on my website. There will also be a video tomorrow that I will be going over it. I'm really proud of it. So it's just kind of like a sneak peek. Not really a sneak peek, but just like something a little extra that I wanted to send everyone as we kind of go into some more Patreon stuff next month. So I just really enjoyed it and hope you guys take value out of it. So anyways, I'll see you then. But in the meantime, go out there and spread the good word of D&D and make the world a better place, both on and off your tables. See you in the next one.